Water contamination is a crisis that's been lurking in the shadows for far too long. And today, I want to talk about a specific aspect of this issue that's especially concerning: heavy metals in our drinking water supply. These toxic substances are seeping into our water systems, posing a significant threat to our health and well-being. It's a problem that's often overlooked, but it's imperative we bring it to the forefront of our conversation about public health and safety. Heavy metals can enter our drinking water supply through various channels. One major source is industrial waste. Factories, mines, and other industrial sites often release hazardous chemicals into the environment, which can then seep into our water sources. Aging infrastructure is another culprit. Many of our water pipes are decades old, corroding and leaching heavy metals into the water that flows through them. And then there are natural occurrences like earthquakes and floods, which can disturb the soil and release toxins into our water supply. The risks to human health are staggering, from neurological damage to cancer and even death. These risks are further compounded by the fact that many of us are unknowingly consuming these toxins every day. The damage can be irreparable, and it's a ticking time bomb for our health. We need to take a closer look at the sources of heavy metal contamination and how they're affecting our communities. Industrial waste, aging infrastructure, and natural occurrences are just a few of the ways heavy metals are entering our water supply. The consequences are dire, and it's our responsibility to take action. Let's take a closer look at some of the heavy metals that are particularly concerning. Lead, for example, is a potent neurotoxin that can cause irreversible brain damage, especially in children. Arsenic is another toxin that's commonly found in drinking water, and it's been linked to an increased risk of cancer and heart disease. And then there's mercury, which can damage the kidneys and nervous system. These metals can enter our water supply through a variety of means, from industrial processes to natural occurrences. Once they're in the water, they can be almost impossible to remove. The health effects of heavy metal contamination are far-reaching and devastating. From birth defects to cancer, the consequences of ingesting these toxins can be life-altering. And yet, many of us are still unaware of the risks posed by our drinking water. We assume that the water flowing from our taps is safe, but the reality is that many of our water systems are failing us. It's a crisis that demands our attention and action. One recent event that highlights the consequences of heavy metal contamination is the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. In 2014, the city's water supply was switched to a new source, which was contaminated with lead. The effects were catastrophic. Thousands of children were exposed to toxic levels of lead, leading to irreversible brain damage and a host of other health problems. The public response was outrage, and rightly so. We need to be holding our elected officials accountable for ensuring that our water supply is safe and clean. So, what can we do about it? First, we need to acknowledge the severity of the problem and demand action from our leaders. We need to invest in modernizing our water infrastructure, enforcing stricter regulations on industrial processes, and implementing better testing and monitoring procedures. It's a complex issue, but it's not insurmountable. By working together, we can create a safer, healthier future for ourselves and our communities. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you ever had concerns about the quality of your drinking water? Share your experiences with me, and let's keep the conversation going. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more videos on environmental issues and personal health tips. I'll see you in the next video.